Welcome, my brothers and sisters and sons and daughters, to the real world with Elder George. I'm Elder George, and I'm here to share a message with you. And by now you know that message is, in order to have a happy, healthy, harmonious human environment requires spiritual awareness, gender understanding, and family focus. Now folks, today the subject's going to be a little different. People have asked me, what's that thing around your neck? That thing around my neck is the logo for Men's Action Inc. And you can also see it on my website, right? Men's Action Inc. Now you're entitled to know, what's the meaning of that logo? How did I arrive at it? And I have here today an enlargement of it. First we have the black background, the black square. The black indicates darkness, ignorance. Humankind is ignorant. And the darkness also represents power. Black, the color black, represents power and authority. Now, the circle represents God, and the color white represents the light that emanates from God into the darkness. The triangle represents completeness. The triangle also represents the masculine, feminine principles, right? And life principles. It can also represent the father, mother, child. It can also represent the Asian, European, African environment. That's the triangle, and it represents completeness. In the center of the triangle, you have what's called a glyph. That's the astrological name for a symbol. The symbol that you see in the center is the symbol, the glyph for Mars. Mars represents the masculine principle, from which all things originate, So here you have then, out of the darkness into the light in order to produce life, or produce anything. So let me give you some examples of that. Let's take the assertive sun. It shines on the receptive moon, and it produces light at night. The assertive North Pole sends a charge to the receptive South Pole, and it produces magnetism. The assertive anode sends a charge to the receptive cathode, and it produces electricity. The assertive male sends a charge to the receptive female, and it produces a child. The assertive farmer puts seed into the receptive earth, and it produces fruits and vegetables. So the principle of gender, all things derive from a pregnancy. Or everything that you see in your life derives from a pregnancy. And the masculine principle creates pregnancies. All pregnancies. Pregnancies of ideas, pregnancies of whatever it might be. Now, I'm not going to recommend today that you read one of my essays, because I'm going to ask that instead you contemplate on that logo that I discussed today. Now, another aspect of this logo is people ask me to have products and designs and what have you. And this logo here lends itself to the making of jewelry, pins, emblems, what have you. And I'm really interested in having those products, but I don't have the time to develop them. Now, if you can develop them, If you can develop t-shirts and sweatshirts and different products, or earrings and pins and bracelets, by all means do it and present it to me, and I'll put it on my website. So that's pretty much it for today, folks. I appreciate that you tuned in. I'm not asking you to check on an essay, which I normally do. Think about the logo, and until next time, goodbye. Dear viewer and or listener, an important part of our message consists of an explanation of the principle of gender, which I have incorporated into my 2 books. My first book, Dear Brothers and Sisters, explains gender differences and the realization that they are part of a universal principle. My second book, A Gender Handbook for Western Man, is not really a handbook, but it does explain gender in a more technical manner, which I felt was more receptive to the Western understanding or the Western mind. Both books can be obtained quickly from Amazon.com or Barnes & Nobles. I hope that you invest in both of these books and increase your awareness and understanding of the principle of gender and its effect in your life. Thank you.